Hey there, and welcome back to the Aligned Strength Podcast, where we focus on aligning mind, body, and spirit through fitness, nutrition, and real-life experiences. I'm your host, Mandy Scout, and today we are talking about a topic that I get asked quite often about, and that is intermittent fasting. This episode is not medical advice, but it's my personal opinion and based on both research and real life experiences and my own and many clients and other fitness entrepreneurs and coaches that I follow, and all of their experiences and my experience. So that's what we are going off of here with that end research, talking about everything intermittent fasting. So take what aligns with you, and if it doesn't, then leave the rest. So before hopping into this episode, I want to quickly mention that our Aligned Strength 5-week virtual program kicks off this coming Monday, which is Monday, July 7th. This round is all about sculpting, focusing on total body strength workouts you can do from home with just a pair of dumbbells. You'll get 3 guided workouts each week, all under 30 minutes, designed to help you build lean muscle, boost metabolism, and feel strong and aligned in your body. So whether you're just getting back into a routine or looking to level up, this program gives you structure, support, and results. You can sign up using the link, which is in the show notes of our episode here. We'd love to have you with us on this next round. All right, let's get into it. First, what is intermittent fasting? I'm sure you've heard other people talk about it. You've heard about it, but let's break it down super simply. Okay, so intermittent fasting, it's not about what you eat, it's about when you eat. It's an eating pattern that cycles between periods of eating and periods of fasting. Fasting meaning not eating anything. You're not necessarily cutting calories or eliminating food groups. You're just narrowing down the window in which you consume them. Now, intermittent fasting has been around for centuries. Let's think about this. Our ancestors weren't snacking 24/7. Food wasn't always readily available. So the human body is actually wired to handle fasting. And in today's modern world of instant meals and constant snacking, intermittent fasting is kind of like hitting the reset button. So let's go over some benefits of intermittent fasting. Let's talk about some of the biggest benefits people report with intermittent fasting. Number 1 is improved digestion and gut health. When you give your body a break from constantly digesting, it can reset and repair the gut lining and reduce inflammation. Number 2, better energy and mental clarity. Believe it or not, many people feel more alert and focused when fasting. That morning fog can lift and the brain gets sharper, especially once your body gets used to running on fat for fuel. Number 3, it supports weight management and fat loss. Intermittent fasting can help regulate insulin levels and increase your body's ability to burn fat as fuel, especially when paired with whole nutrient-dense meals during your eating window. Number 4, hormone balance. It can help regulate hunger hormones, which means you're not constantly chasing cravings. Number 4, hormone balance. It can help regulate hunger hormones, and this means that you're not constantly chasing cravings. Number 5, cellular repair and longevity. One of the most researched benefits is autophagy, which is your body's natural cleanup mode. Old cells get recycled and repaired, which is huge for longevity and overall health. Of course, none of these benefits come overnight, and you have to listen to your body, which leads me to the different types of intermittent fasting. So there's different time options. There's no one size fits all with intermittent fasting. Some of the most popular methods include the 12-12 method. This one is probably the gentlest intro to fasting. So you fast for 12 hours and eat for 12 hours. So an example would be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. you eat is your eating window. Your fasting window is 7 p.m. then to the next day, 7 a.m. So this is a great option for beginners to start out with. The next one would be the 16-8 method. This is my personal favorite. This is what I use in my, daily routine. So you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. That might look like eating from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. 11 in the morning till 7 p.m. That's your eating window. This is a sweet spot for a lot of people, and once their body adjusts to it, this is definitely a most common window is the 16-8. Then there is the 14-10. So a good middle ground is 16-8. If 16-8 feels too intense, the 14-10 is a good middle ground. So that would be eating between, let's say, 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. All right. So this is a good middle ground. It's not so intense, but it's eating from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then there is another option of one meal a day, which is pretty advanced. It's said a name for it is OMAD, OMAD, one meal a day. Definitely a very advanced option. You eat one big meal per day and then fast the rest of the day. Personally, I don't recommend this unless you're working with a coach or have a solid handle on your nutrition. So what's most important when it comes to intermittent fasting is choosing a window that works for you. This isn't about forcing your body into someone else's routine. It's about creating a rhythm that aligns with your daily schedule, your workouts, your stress level, and how your body actually feels. If you're someone who trains early in the morning, your eating window might look different than someone who works at a desk or juggles kids all day. There's no perfect fasting window, just one that fits your lifestyle and leaves you feeling energized, balanced, and supported. So listening in, trying different approaches, and giving your body the space to respond. My personal intermittent fasting story, I'll share a little bit about my own experience. I started experimenting with intermittent fasting over 6 years ago. Not to lose weight, but because I was feeling sluggish and bloated constantly. I started with the 12-12, and I started with that for 2 weeks. 12-hour window of eating, 12 hours fasting. Did that for 2 weeks, and then I bumped it up to the 16-8. Now, I can say that the first few weeks of the 16-8 wasn't awesome. You had to definitely get over a hump. It takes a couple weeks for your body to get used to this. Yes, it felt a little off, and I had to be super intentional about what I was eating when I broke my fast. It's just a big learning curve. But now that my body is used to it, and I, my used to when I eat and what I break my fast with, all of that kind of stuff. It's, if I break that early, my body is like, what are you doing? Why are you eating right now? And I feel crappy. So if I break my fast too early, then I'm sluggish. I'm actually nauseous sometimes. My brain is foggy. It's like my body isn't ready yet to eat. So my time window is I'll break it usually somewhere between 11 a.m. and even up to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. All depends on my schedule and what I'm busy with. But when I fast until then, I feel more sharp. I feel more focused. I'm ready to train and work. And that is the 16-8 method. That is my sweet spot for me. So I'll usually get done eating anywhere between 8 and 9 at night. But then, the next day, I'm doing a really early morning workout, or I'm doing even a lunch hour workout. And if I do those, sometimes I'm not eating till 1 or even after 1 o'clock is when I break my fast and start eating for that next day. So, and for me, my body is so used to that now. I have to work out on an empty stomach. Otherwise, I get nauseous if I have anything in my stomach. Now, some people I know is totally different. Some people have to have something in their stomach or they get fainty. Again, this is all trial and error for you. You have to do what works best for you. So if let's say you work out in the morning and you need something to eat in the morning, well, then maybe your fasting window is 5 a.m. or I'm sorry, your eating window is 5 a.m. until 3 p.m. and you eat breakfast and lunch, but you skip dinner time because that is what works for. I mean, like, it's totally different. You have to work with your schedule, your work schedule. You have to work with your workout schedule, what works for your family. It all has to work with your lifestyle. I would say the most common is probably skipping the breakfast and eating lunch and dinner and having that later window. But again, all what works best for you. And in that time frame, if you can think of only 8 hours of eating, you're ultimately eating less versus if you were eating for an entire 12 or 14 hours out of the day, you're going to be eating more. So, and then, there are some days that we're gone, we're traveling, and I skip it. I skip the fasting because life happens, and I eat breakfast, and that's okay too. Here's some tips for getting started with intermittent fasting. If you're curious about trying intermittent fasting, here are a few things that I would recommend. Number 1, start slow. Begin with the 12-12 or even 14-10 and build your way up. Okay, so 12 hours fasting, 12 hours eating, or the 14-10, 14 hours eating, 10 hours fasting, just working your way up to it. Number 2, stay hydrated. Water, black coffee, and herbal teas are your best friends during your fasting window. Me, I'm drinking water and black coffee all the way up until I break my fast. Those water, black black coffee and herbal tea do not break your fast. Now, black coffee we're talking about, so not anything in it. Nothing in it. No sugar, no cream, nothing. Just otherwise, if you add that, you're breaking your fast. Number 3, you're going to want to break your fast with real food. So you're going to want to think about protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Avoid sugar bombs that'll spike and crash your energy. So your first meal or the first thing you eat should be real food, protein, fiber, healthy fat, not Snicker bar or bag of chips. So your body wants that good food to get it going when you break your fast. Number 4, pair it with your lifestyle. If you work out in the mornings, you may need to adjust your window. We kind of just went over this a little bit ago. You have to pair your window of eating with your lifestyle. And then number 5, listen to your body. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone. If you're overly tired, irritable, or your performance drops, reassess everything. Reassess the whole process. Again, it's not a one size fits all. It may not work for you, but I would at least give it 2 to 3 weeks trying it out, because you are going to be a little bit irritated at first, but take slow steps. Start with an easy, manageable window for 2 weeks, and then bump it up, and then bump it up. You could start out with the 12-12 method. Starting out, and here's a time frame, which doesn't mean that this exact time frame applies, but you could start with 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., the 12-12. Do that for 2 weeks, and then drop down. Your eating window drops down to 10 hours, the 14-10 method. Okay, so fast for 14, eat for 10. This could look like 9 a.m. you're breaking your fast and you're eating until 7 p.m. And then do that one for 2 weeks. Do the 14-10 method for 2 weeks. Then bump up to the 16-8 method. 16-8 meaning 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. That time frame would look like the 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, so breaking your fast at 11 a.m., eating until 7 p.m., and then you're done. You don't eat after 7 p.m. Now, these are just times. It doesn't have to be these times. These are just examples. Your time window of eating is based on your lifestyle and what works best for you and your schedule. Remember that. So, great way to start is do a method for 2 weeks and then bump to the next one for 2 weeks and the next one for 2 weeks, easing your body, easing your way into that goal of maybe that sweet spot of 16 hours fasting, 8-hour window of eating. So you just keep dropping down. A goal, today's takeaway, we're going to give you a goal for this week. So let's set a realistic and simple goal for the week. Learning about intermittent fasting is great, but taking action and trying it out is where the real results can happen if it works for you. So this week, your goal is to try the 12-12 intermittent fasting window for just 3 days. That's it. 3 straight days, 12-12. So pick your 12-12. So if it's like 7 to 7, 8 to 8, only eat in those 12 hours and then fast for the other 12. Try that 3 days in a row this week. So here's what that could look like. If you finish dinner at 7 at night, hold off on eating breakfast until 7 a.m. the next day. That's your 12-hour fast from 7 at night, since you're sleeping, great time to fast, all the way till the morning. And then use that as your 12 hours. You're likely already doing something close to this. So now it's about being more intentional with it. If you are already doing this, the 12-12, that's just a normal routine for you anyways, then a good goal for you would be narrowing down your eating window for 3 straight days. Okay, so increase your fasting time by a couple hours and narrow down your eating window by 2 hours for 3 straight days this week. Give that a try. This is a great goal to have. So try that. Drink water during your fasting window. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. Write it down or message me and tell me what you notice. Because I love getting feedback about this kind of stuff and seeing what works for others. And let me know, and I might be able to send you a quick tip. Because more than likely, maybe I've experienced it too. So this was all a huge learning curve for me and adjusting my body to it. So it's not about being perfect. All right. Just like everything else, there's many different ways to get to the finish line or many different ways to hit your goal. And it might be a different path for you than it is for somebody else. So again, it's not about being perfect. This is about tuning in and seeing if intermittent fasting might be something that works for your body and your lifestyle. So here's some closing thoughts. Intermittent fasting isn't a trend. It's a tool. And like any tool, it works best when it fits your life, your energy, and your goals. For me, it's one of the most intuitive and freeing approaches to nutrition that I've ever used. But for others, it might not be the right fit, and that's okay too. Let me know if you try it, if you're already doing it, or if you've had a similar experience to me. Message me over Instagram or Facebook. Our Instagram handle is @FitForYouWithMandy. Facebook is Fit For You with Mandy Scow. I'd love to hear how you're aligning your strength and your wellness during this busy summer season. So until next time, stay strong, stay aligned, and as always, make it fit for you.